What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Dave McRae here. It is Wednesday, August the 19th, 2020, 2:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is just sort of not really impromptu. We've been planning this for a while, but I wanted to jump on here this afternoon and talk about It's Me, Billy, as we move into the final 2 weeks of the campaign. And today I want to answer your questions, of course, and also announce a special new perk, which will probably be our last as we move into the final 2 weeks, and answer any questions that you guys have. Let me start off by saying this. I just want to touch on this because several people have reached out to me. And most people have been great. Like, when you do this kind of thing, 99% of the time, people are fantastic. But you always get some people that, accuse you of things or say things that are a little suspicious like. And I'm not talking about anybody personally. I don't know who any of these people are. But some people have reached out to me, and most people have inquired about the drop in percentage that you may have noticed on our Indiegogo campaign yesterday afternoon. We were sitting at about 70%, which was great because that's also before the $2,000 I'll be adding at the end of this week from the It's Me Billy-a-thon. And we got some other things coming up too, which is great. But you may have noticed that in the course of maybe an hour, we went from 70% to 65%. And you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, that's not the direction we're supposed to be going, right? And it isn't. And unfortunately, what sometimes happens is people do ask for refunds. And there could be a variety of reasons for that. You could have somebody asking for a refund because they're just a fucking dick. And they're just like, nah, they're just a dick. And they just want, and they just want their money back. No reason. They just want to be a dick. All the way down to serious shit has happened. Maybe an unexpected car payment in terms of like they need their car fixed. Maybe there's a medical reason, medical bills, somebody got sick, who knows, right? There's a variety of reasons. And it's purely up to the discretion of the individual if they want to let us know why they're doing that. They don't have to, and we have no control over it. So when you see the percentage drop for any reason, contrary to what some people have alluded to, no, it's not Bruce and I removing money secretly from the campaign. We can't do that. We don't have access to the funds until Indiegogo sends them to us a few weeks after the campaign ends. Like, I don't have any access to that money right now at all. Indiegogo has it, and then they will send it to us probably in the middle of September at some point. So, no, it was because somebody, asked for some refunds, and they're more than entitled to do that. It's disappointing, but it happens. Certainly, if you talk to people who run Indiegogo campaigns, I have no doubt it happens, right? And there's a variety of reasons for it. And I have reached out to this individual who I will leave nameless, but I have reached out to them just making sure everything was okay. Because, obviously I want to do that. I mean, that's fair. And it's up to them if they want to get in touch. So, but they don't have to, it could be a very private, personal reason. Who knows? Who knows? It's entirely up to them. It's their money. They can do what they want. But it is disappointing nonetheless. So I just want to make that clear. So, for those of you, and there isn't a lot, there was only a couple of people that sent me a message that sort of had that suspicious slant to it. And I'm thinking, really? Like, really, guys? Like, I think I've been doing this long enough, and I've been honest and transparent with you long enough to, really? Like, come on. Like, you think come on. But anyway, nonetheless, yeah, that's what happened. So that's why we dropped from 70 to 65. So hopefully there's still 2 weeks left in the campaign. Hopefully we can get that back up, and we'll see what happens. But today, I want to announce a special perk that that we want to introduce. I think a lot of you guys are going to like this. It is limited. It's limited to 50 people only. So so when it's gone, okay? But I'm hoping some people will really like this, and hopefully will, it's a good price point that I think is affordable for most people. And if we can get enough people, it'll be a great sort of resurgence for our campaign moving into the last 2 weeks. But you only have 2 weeks left, essentially, until September 2nd. So let's go over to the other page and look at what I am talking about. So here's the campaign right now, of course. 39,347. That was at about 42,000 something yesterday. So again, like I said, somebody asked for a refund and they're more than entitled to do that. And I just hope that everything is okay. I hope everything's okay and it's nothing serious. So 460 backers, 15 days left. That's going to switch to 14 days in a couple of hours, maybe even while we're doing this show, actually. But nonetheless, here is the new perk that Bruce and I have introduced. And we're really excited about it because we want this to be sort of an interactive kind of thing and get some of the backers and the fans on board with this. So where are we here? Let me just scroll down here. Here we are. This is it here. So this is, let me just take me here and shrink me down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so this is it. This is a private advanced screening to watch the movie before anyone else. Now, you'll notice here where it says estimated shipping, it said original October 2020, current June 2021. The reason why is because this perk is actually replacing the McRae Live perk. So you'll remember that I actually had a McRae Live perk on the campaign. Now, for those of you that have picked the associate producer credit, you can still come on McRae Live. Don't worry, you're still going to be coming on the show. But the McRae Live perk, the single perk for just that, has now been replaced with this because nobody picked up the perk. So I figured, well, with 2 weeks left, let's see if we can, make some lemons out of lemon, or making lemonade out of lemons. Yeah, that's the right. Yeah. No one wants to make lemons out of lemonade. It's the other way around. So this is a private advanced screening over Zoom, of course, naturally, where you get to watch the movie before anyone else with us, myself and Bruce and the cast, and there'll be a Q&A afterwards. Now, I know some people are camera shy, but just know on Zoom, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, right? You can put up a really cool avatar, right? Like how you do here, right? Maybe put up a cool avatar of Michael Myers or something, or a cool Black Christmas avatar. That would be fucking cool, man. That'd be cool. Or maybe, in It's Me, Billy avatar or something. If you're camera shy, don't really kind of want to show your face, because sometimes people are more likely to just do audio, and that's okay too. You are more than entitled to do that. You don't have to show your face, but we're hoping some of you will, because it'd be great to finally put some faces to some names, if you know what I mean, which is always kind of cool. So yes, now that's $225 Canadian. That's about 170, give or take, US. We think that's a really affordable and amazing price point for what you get. So you get the advanced screening. There's only 50 available now. Once they go, they're gone, folks. They're gone. An advanced screening of It's Me, Billy, with myself and Bruce and the cast over Zoom. And then what you also get with it is you also get a special thanks in the end credits. You also get the digital download package. So you get the movie in full HD digitally with a high resolution image of the poster and a digital download copy of the script. This is what you're getting with this now. You're getting the official Blu-ray, not the retro poster one, not the retro cover one, I should say, but the official Blu-ray, which is pretty fucking good. You also get an official poster, 24 by 36. 24 by 36. That's a full one sheet. And an IMDb special thanks credit. So you will have your name on IMDb in the special thanks section. So if you have an IMDb page already, then once you pick up the perk, I will probably reach out to you personally and just say, hey Bob, hey Julie, hey John, hey Sarah, whoever, what's your, IMDb page? And then you send me the link and I will add it for you. If you don't have an IMDb page, I will reach out to you and you let me know. You say, no, Dave, I don't have one. We're like, great, no problem. I will create one for you. Free of charge, of course. That doesn't cost you a fucking thing. You will get your name in the special thanks section on IMDb, excuse me. So you'll get a special thanks IMDb credit, official one sheet poster, 24 by 36 of the official poster, Blu-ray. You'll get the Blu-ray. You'll get the digital download package with, again, full HD, high resolution image of the poster, and the script. The script, folks, the script. You can look through it and see, well, did it all come to fruition exactly how they wrote out? Or wrote out, that's, hope I wasn't writing like that. Exactly how they had written it out, or is it different, right? You know, sometimes that happens too. And of course, your name, special thanks, in the end credits of the film as well. And you get to attend a private Zoom screening, advanced screening of the movie, the finished movie. So pretty cool stuff indeed. And John Melancholy here says signed script. No, it won't be a signed script. Those signed scripts were sold out. So we want to honor them as well, right? We want to honor the people who went like fire to those to pick them up because they thought they weren't going to be available. So we want to honor that. But still, you get a digital copy of the script. That's pretty cool. And you get to scroll through it. And, you know, because I know for me, whenever I look at scripts online, it's always cool to see how much of it remained the same from their initial vision and then what sort of has changed, because it's inevitable that some things will change. Now, obviously, it's not going to be anything major, but I have no doubt in my mind that there will probably be some little things that you'll notice in the script that might be a little bit different than what ends up in the actual movie, right? Because, you know, sometimes we got to rework something or we got to, you know, plan for unforeseen circumstances or what have you. So that's always kind of cool. So you will get a digital copy of the script as well. So again, folks, if you want to be one of the first 50 people to see It's Me, Billy, probably next spring. That's why we have here, it's current June 2021. Again, the reason why it says original October 2020 with a line through it is because this was originally the McRae live perk. Okay, so I've replaced it. So obviously I was going to start filling the McRae live perks in October, but since nobody picked it up, that specific perk, of course, I decided to replace it with this. So that's why it says now June 2021. But if you notice, there's a couple of these things here, or there's one especially, maybe two actually, there's one, two. There's definitely two of the perks here that we can fulfill, and one of the perks that we can fulfill today. Today. Did you hear what I said? Today. Because it's not reliant on the movie being done yet. And that, of course, is your IMDb special thanks credit. If you pick up that perk today, you'll have your IMDb today. Well, I don't know if you'll have it today. I can do it today for you. But depending on how long the processing takes on IMDb, it shouldn't be too long, day or two, you'll see it up there. So that's something that we can fulfill immediately. We can do that right now. You'll notice that a lot of the associate producers have their credits already on the It's Me, Billy IMDb page, because that was something that we could fulfill immediately. So that's pretty cool. And then the official poster will probably come. We might be able to get that to people this fall, maybe early next year. But certainly, of course, the digital download package as it relates to the movie, the Blu-ray, and the advanced screening will obviously have to be done when the movie's done. I mean, that's just, that's standard procedure, I guess. We don't want to invite people, hey, come on down. So where's the movie? We don't have it. Obviously, that's not what we want to do, right? But pretty cool indeed. And we're really hoping that, we can get all 50 people to buy into this, because what a cool thing it's going to be able to connect with the fans in that manner. Not everybody, of course, right? I mean, obviously it is limited to 50 people, and that's not to say that if you can't afford it or you don't make it, you didn't buy it in time, that somehow you're less of a fan or less of a contributor or less of a supporter. That's not true. Each and every one of you that has contributed to the campaign, each and every single one of you that has contributed to the campaign is amazing. Sincerely. I mean that. I don't give a shit if you've contributed $1 or $1,000. I don't care. You are all helping to make this a reality. That's what you're doing. And I know that might sound cliche, but folks, without you, this isn't possible. We can't make the movie without you. It's just because of the level for which we're trying to make the film for us and for you. We want to make a Black Christmas film that you guys can be proud of. Working in the industry here in Toronto, we have certain access to connections and resources and places and things like that the average person may not. And we want to be able to utilize that to the best of our abilities and deliver a film that we all can be proud of. And you're helping to make it a reality. I mean, right now, in the special thanks section in the end credits, there's going to be about 450 names that scroll by. Oh, yeah. Because everybody who buys a perk, every single person who buys a perk gets your name in the end credits. Now, if you've bought in several perks, obviously you don't get your name 10 times in the end credits. It's kind of self-explanatory that, you buy it once and you've got it, right? But certainly that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So if you've yet to pick up a perk, this is kind of a sweet deal if you think about it. You got the special thanks if you still don't have that. You got the digital download package, the Blu-ray, the official poster, the IMDb special thanks credit. And if you've got all that already, like say, well, I've got the special thanks, I've got the digital download, I've got the Blu-ray, I got the poster, but maybe it's worth seeing an advanced screening for you. I mean, this is essentially the price of like a concert ticket. You know what I mean? Or it's like the price, almost like the price, actually it's cheaper. I'll be honest with you. It's a little bit cheaper than actually going to see the world premiere of Halloween 2018. But we wanted to set it up kind of like that. Like we wanted to have a price point that was fair and enticing for people, respectful to people and their time and their budget, but also fair to us as well. In what we're offering. And hopefully in these last 2 weeks, we can at least get, if we can't sell out all 50, maybe we can get at least 25 because we feel that it's a pretty good price point. Again, that's $225 Canadian, but that's about $170 US. You know what I mean? And that's what you get with it, and you get immediate access to us and the actors. And, it's not like it's going to be, like a 20-minute thing. I mean, we're going to watch the movie. There's going to be a Q&A. We're all going to hang out. I don't know exactly how long it will be yet, but I mean, I could see it being an hour and a half, something like that. We're all hanging out and talking and you get to ask us questions and the actors and all that. It'll be fun. And yes, there will be 50 people. Well, there'll be more than that, including myself and the actors and everybody, of course. But there'll be a lot of people, but it'll be like it'll have that small kind of intimate feel to it, if you know what I mean, right? So we're really excited and we're really hoping that in these last 2 weeks here, some people can purchase this. We think it's fair. And we just, when we were talking about it, I said to Bruce, I said, how great it would be to be, and again, we understand that it's limited and not everybody will be able to attend. So let me just say again, if you can't attend or you can't afford it, and you have supported us, that doesn't mean that you're less of a supporter. Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, how cool is it going to be though, to be able to put some faces or even avatars, right, to some voices, and to be able to kind of interact with people that way. And a first advanced screening. Nobody else has seen it. Nobody else will have seen it. You get to be one of the 51st people to see it. And, if it's really, hopefully you all like it, right? I mean, that's the goal. And, and then you'll be so excited because you'll want to be able to share it and all that kind of stuff, So, yeah. So, I mean, really cool perk, really excited about this. There's 2 weeks left in the campaign. Folks, anything you can do to help us out is greatly appreciated. Again, if you want to donate, you can do that as well. $1 or $2. I know that might sound like I'm not going to donate one. No, seriously. Hey, listen, if 300 people donated $2, it goes a long way. That's $600, So again, it's all about, it might not seem like a lot, but it can add up. So that's really, really important as well. Donations are equally as important. So again, folks, here's the perk here. One of the last perks, probably the last perk that we are offering. This is a private advanced screening to watch It's Me, Billy, before anybody else. And with that, it says here, for your contribution to this perk, you will be invited to a private advanced screening over Zoom to watch It's Me, Billy with the cast and crew, followed by a Q&A. This is your chance to see the movie before anyone else. Also included is a special thanks in the end credits, Blu-ray, poster, digital download package, and IMDb special thanks credit. I can fill that order today. I could do that today. I don't know if it'll show up today, but certainly I can reach out to people today and get it moving. And then of course it says there June 2021, give or take, maybe May, right? Who knows? That's the ballpark of when you can expect. In and around the springtime is probably when we'd be able to fulfill the main portion of this perk, of course, which is the advanced screening. We can't offer, like I said, an advanced screening if the movie's not done. But if you get in now, you'll be one of 50 people. One of 50 people that will be invited to this advanced screening. And there will be plenty of time, plenty of advanced notice, no pun intended. Oh, well, kind of intended. Plenty of advanced notice as we're leading up to that screening, of course. What day it'll be, what time it'll be. It'll probably be like a Saturday night or something at 7 or something like that, right? Kind of feel like it's movie night, and get your munchies out and shit. And we'll all have our munchies and shit. We're just all fucking hanging out. We're hanging out. And we're all watching it. And I think it would be really, really awesome. So very cool indeed. Something that definitely want to be able to do. So let me scroll back here. I know there were some super chats that came in. Let's see here. Chris Baber sends in a super chat. Thank you so much, Chris, and says, I'm definitely in. Can I buy this one and have my daughter listed instead of me working on her IMDb? If you absolutely, dude. Sure. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, Paige. You're in, Paige. You're in. Paige is in. Paige is in. Who else is in? I feel like Del Griffith in Plane, Trades, and Automobiles when he's trying to sell the shower curtain rings as earrings. That's right. They look great. They make you look older, like 18 or 19 or something like that, he said, whatever. Yes, that's very sweet, Chris. Thank you so much. And absolutely, if you want your daughter's name there on IMDb, that would be awesome. And Paige, we'll just say thank you so much, Paige. You are amazing. And congratulations again, Paige, on your award. Outstanding. Intel Wild says, I'm interested in this, Dave. Great perk. Sorry about the confusion in the YouTube comment. I was responding while driving. It made it look like I was questioning you and Bruce. I was definitely not. McRae community for... Oh, yesterday. Oh, that. Yeah, I didn't see how that started. I just saw a couple of people, and I just wanted to make sure that it was clear. Again, for those of you that might just be tuning in again, the reason why the campaign percentage has dropped is not because of any nefarious reason and Bruce and I are secretly taking money out of the campaign. We can't, A, we would never do that. And B, even if we were the kind of people that would do that, we can't do that because Indiegogo doesn't allow access to the funds until several weeks after the campaign is done. No, what happened is that, again, we had somebody make a refund claim on a large amount. And there's nothing I can do. I can't, it's his money, right? So, and I don't know the reasons why, and I'm not entitled to know, right? It could be very private, maybe something serious happened where it's like, fuck, I need this money. Who knows? If they want to reach out to me and let me know what's going on, and my door is always open, but I am certainly not entitled to it. So I just hope everything is okay and it's nothing serious. So that's what happened, unfortunately. But hey, these things happen, man. They happen. But you gotta take lemons and make lemonade and get back on the horse and we're gonna try and finish strong. There's 2 weeks to go. We can see the the finish line in the distance, and we're going to try and finish strong. That's what we're trying to do. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me scroll down. I think they're really, oh no, another super chat here from Howard D says, will there PA positions available soon? Oh, PA, you mean like a production assistant? Well, we're in the middle of we've sort of solidified that already. There hasn't been any announcements of that yet, but Bruce and I have had several meetings over the last couple of weeks, and we are close to solidifying that already. So yes, and also too, for those of you, I can't promise anything yet because I'm still waiting on something, but it is possible that in the next day or two, listen very carefully, in the next day or two, an associate producer package may open up. So I just want to let you know that if you are somebody that has always wanted the associate producer package, you saw that it sold out, which it did, we may have one opening back up in the next day or two. So and you will automatically qualify to attend this screening. I just want to let you know that. Okay, you automatically qualify. You don't have to buy the associate producer package and this to attend the event. No, APs automatically qualify for that. I just want to let you know that. But it's possible in the next day or two. Can't promise anything because I'm waiting on something specific to happen or not. But if it doesn't happen because there's little time left in the campaign, I'll have to make the executive decision and open up the perk. So it is possible that in the next day or two, you may see one associate producer package go up. So I just want to let you guys know that one associate producer package may go back onto the block if that is something that you are interested in. And I know that several people have when they all sold out about a month or so ago, because I think they sold out in like the first 2 weeks or something, which was mind-blowing to me. But I have had, I don't know if they're still interested or if they're still in the same financial position, but I remember when we did sell out, there were a couple of people that did inquire about it. Are you going to put up any more? Is there going to be any more? You know, are they all sold out? So I just want to let you guys know that it's possible. Tomorrow, maybe Friday, you'll see, and I'll make the announcement on my Facebook and on the community section on YouTube as well. And I guess on McRae Live either tomorrow or Friday, and let you guys know that. So if it's something you're interested in, think about that too, because it definitely is possible, but it's not guaranteed, but possible. Okay, I think it was just, let me see here. I think it was just 3 super chats that came in. Yes, just 3 super chats. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Where am I here? There we are. Let me scroll down here and see what you guys are talking about. Okay, let me see. Kieran Pritchard says, get this perk sold out and we can watch this film with cast together. That's true. That's right. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, no matter how many people buy it, like if only 25 people buy it, well, then it'll be 25 people. You know what I mean? So if 10 people buy it, well, then it'll be 10 people. But we're really hoping we can get it sold out because it's a really good price point. You know what I mean? It would be like, I mean, sometimes people spend more than that going to the movies. You know, if it's you and your wife or your husband or, you know, your buddies or whatever, and you're all going to the movies, or, well, I guess you probably, if it's your buddies, unless it's its birthday, you'd probably pay for yourselves. But, you know, if you have a family, if it's you and your wife and your kids, and fuck, you could spend way more than that at the movies. So, you know, and it's the price of like, you know, a concert ticket or, you know, or something like that. And it's cheaper than most. We think it's a really good price point to come in at for what you get this late in the game to try and sort of see if we can bump up, you know, the numbers and get as close as we possibly can to a nice sweet spot. The chances of us hitting 60,000 in the next 2 weeks is highly unlikely. When you look at the pattern, the statistical pattern of the ebbs and flows of the campaign leading up to this point. Now, it is unfortunate that we did have a big refund yesterday. But even with that, even if that was still there and there wasn't a refund, you know, I mean, we still probably wouldn't have made it to 60. But if we can get as close to 50 over 50 as we possibly can, then we're starting to get into a nice sweet spot, you know, with maybe another Billy-a-thon and what Tony and I are doing at the end of the month. And, you know, we might be able to get to, you know, okay, all right, we're in a good spot. And that's our goal. Like our goal is not, we're not really thinking 60. We're just thinking, let's get as close as we can. And then if we do make it by some miracle or we go over, well, then that's just icing on the cake and that's amazing. But we want to be realistic about everything as well. And, you know, and we really feel that this is a perk that may be able to help us get there. You know, now everybody's financial, you know, situation is relative, right? To some people, this might be, you know, easy peasy. To another person, it might be a lot of money, right? So don't do it if you can't, you know, only do it if you can. But we feel it's a fair price point. You know, it's in that range where I think most people would look at that and go, oh yeah, that's totally doable. Okay, sure. Yeah. Oh, that's fair. You know what I mean? So fingers crossed, folks. It'd be great to have 50 people at a Zoom. I've never done that. I think the most I've had on Zoom is like 10, I think. How cool would it be to have 50 people, you know, and, you know, asking questions and we'd moderate and people would answer. We'd watch the movie together. We'd get your genuine first, you know, reactions. And that doesn't mean everybody's going to like it, right? You know what I mean? But it's just a cool idea. And to finally put, like I said, you know, I think it'd be really awesome. Let's see here. Let me see. Cropsy's Revenge. I love it. Cropsy's Revenge. That's a, you know what? Let me put myself over here so I can put myself a little bigger. You still see the perk, but you can still see me a bit better. There we go. Hey, I love that. Of course, from The Burning. I'm tempted to buy it right now. It will definitely piss off my wife, but I'm balancing the pros with the cons. What do you guys think? Piss off your wife? Oh, well, I certainly don't want you to piss off your wife. You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life, right? So I certainly do not want you to piss off your wife. But if you do buy it, take this message to your wife. Dear Cropsy's Revenge's wife, go easy on him. He's a great supporter of the channel, and he's helping to bring Billy back. Just go easy on him. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Just go easy. Okay. Buy away, Cropsy. Darren Georgetown says, Cropsy, you need to do it. I'm sure she's wasted that much money on shoes this month. Ooh. Remember, folks, you don't want to, let's see. Gary Rangel says, Dave, how about your regular live stream super chats? Are you able to get what you raised and put them towards the campaign? Well, yes, it goes into other things, towards the show. But certainly if there was an opportunity where I feel I needed to top up something and I could, then I would. Now, Google only pays, and this is not exclusive to me, this is no matter who you are on YouTube, I'd imagine anyway, they pay you once a month. So so that's why with the It's Me Billy-a-thon, even though that happened on the 25th of July, I still don't have that money yet. I know what's coming now. I know that I will be able to put $2,000 towards it because they announced that to me on my Google AdSense about the 10th or 11th of every month. And it would vary, like what 1 month is to me is not necessarily the same time of month to some other channel. It all depends on when you sign up. I guess I just happened to sign up in the middle of the month. I don't recall doing that, but I guess I did. And then it's about another 10 days and then they pay you. So I will get paid, either tomorrow or Friday. So once it goes in, I'll take that 2,000 of it, which is from the It's Me Billy-a-thon, and put it towards the campaign so people can see it go up. So that's what I'll do there. But Yeah, but if there was some sort of emergency or something like that, or we needed to top up, I would look at the funds that are allocated towards the streams and the guests and the shows and the equipment and the software and all that kind of stuff, and to just keep this train, this oil machine, this machine running smoothly, well-oiled machine. Well, I don't know if it's well-oiled. There's little squeaks here and there, but running as best as we possibly can. If I can, I would do that if I could do it, and it wouldn't sacrifice something else that you guys would love. Let me see here. Michael Stapp says 171 American. Okay, 171 American. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's 225 Canadian. So that's pretty good. Frank Riker sends in a super chat, says, Dave, I was nude. I knew you would have been nude. I knew it, Frank. I was nude baking with Blum and said that you're fine. And he said he would finance your entire project if you change the title to It's Me Blum. I told him you'd think about it. It's me Blum. I'm just picturing Jason Blum, as the central antagonist in the movie. You know what I mean? That would be funny. It's me Blum. That'd be a funny fan art. Somebody should make fan art. That's really funny. I like that. I like that a lot. Let me see here. Intel Wild says, Dave, I was joking about Pratt being Brody, but I think you took me seriously, so now you're gonna get my full Jaws remake vision. Was that you that asked that? I don't even remember it was you asking that. Was that you that asked that? Oh, I don't recall that. All right, if you say so. Andy E says, Dave, so often I hear your Trump voice when you're talking with your regular voice. That's scary. Oh, you do? Really? It's okay. It's okay, Andy. Tremendous. It's amazing. It's great. I love you guys. That's the way it is. It's fantastic. Mike, you want to get in here and talk? Mike's tremendous. He's a great guy, that Mike. I love him. He always does that too. He's like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I love it, but it's not going to happen. He does that too. He'll get like really soft and be like, so funny. Yeah, Trump. Oh, there we go. Trump is, Trump's Trump. Let me see here. Let me scroll. James Sundberg says, when the campaign ends, does that mean no more money can be added to it, or no one has the option to donate or get perks? Well, there is something that campaigns can do once the campaign ends. You can move into what's known as, one second here. Let me just see here. We're not going to do this because we're not, hang on a sec. I forget what it's called now. It's called, now funding through in demand. That's right. Now funding through in demand. So you can still fund, but there's stipulation with that you have to dish out the perks in a certain amount of time. And because of COVID, because of everything going on, because of, who knows what's going to happen. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible, although our fingers crossed that it's not going to happen. It's entirely possible that, a second wave could hit. Now, we're doing pretty good up here in Canada, a lot better than what's happening down in the US. But of course, we have like a fraction of the population. But nonetheless, we're doing pretty good. But a second wave is likely. And if a second wave happens, it's entirely possible that things could shut down again, which means we can't get things printed, we can't get things made, and then we wouldn't be able to fulfill the perks we need to fulfill when funding in demand in the allotted time that we need to fulfill them with. And we're just like, oh, do we take the risk? Do we not? You know what I mean? If something were to, if somebody was to cut, I would say to get in touch with me personally. You know what I mean? That's what I would do is if the campaign is over and somebody still wants to donate to the campaign or to inquire about it, then get in touch with me personally, whether through, many things. Dave McRae is probably the easiest, and then we can have a discussion that way, would probably be best. But once the campaign is done and we don't move over to in demand where we have to, fulfill a lot of things, then yes, you can't donate to the campaign. And then it'll be about 2 or 3 weeks after the campaign ends that Indiegogo distributes the funds to the bank account that we have set for the campaign. And then the funds will stay in the bank account until we're ready to spend them on the things we need to spend them on. Whether that's props or whether that's, location or lighting and grip or, whatever. It just sits in the account, and waits for it. But we, of course, can also add to it. Like if somebody really wanted the, whatever it is, we can add to it. You just have to talk to me privately and we can figure all that out. Let's see here. Frank Reiger says, missed, super chat missed from, Jerp Pin. Yes, there's Jerp Pin. Dave, you missed my last super chat. Oh no. Let's scroll back and see if I can get it, buddy. There it is. I see it. Will there be another Billy super chat stream? Yes. I don't know when yet. Bruce and I are in the process of trying to figure that out. Maybe at the end of this month. We are trying to work that out right now. We just started working on the shot list last week, which of course, for those of you that don't know what a shot list is, that's essentially when you go through the entire script and you figure out how you're going to shoot it. And it's it's fun, but it's a very tedious and long process. So like the script doesn't, the script may tell you that so-and-so walks into a room, but they don't tell you whether it's a medium shot, a close-up, a long shot, a low-angle shot, a high shot. You know what I mean? So we have to go through the entire script, every single scene, and figure out how are we going to shoot this? How many shots are in this scene? How many camera angles? What lenses are we using? All that kind of stuff. And it's a long process, but it's fun because, it's part of the process. So we started doing that last week. So we have to finish doing that because when we go, when you go to set, when you go to shoot the movie, there's no guessing. Now that doesn't mean that things don't change or you have to be open for shit to hit the fan or to be, you have to be adaptable because things are going to have to adjust probably. But when you go to set, you want to have your shot list, which tells you how you're going to shoot every single scene. And tells you the shots, how many shots, close up, medium shot, extreme close up. Like you have everything laid out. So there's no figuring that out when you get there. Like you don't want to get to the set and go, okay, how are we going to shoot this? Well, no, because time is money and you don't have the time. Maybe if you're an amateur and you're shooting at your own home, maybe, but when you're shooting a real film where we are and money is time and we only have a certain amount of days to shoot there, you have to have all that figured out before you go to before you even go to set. So we're working on that now. And on the agenda is figuring out the next It's Me Billy-a-thon. I don't know if we'll go 5 hours. That's a lot. And I was dead. I was dead for like 2 days after that. But we might be able to go 3, Maybe we'll set like a goal of like 3 hours. And if we hit 3 hours, but we're both feeling really good still, and my, voice, then maybe we'll go again, or we'll go longer. We'll see. Josh McGrath says, Dave, when you and Tony raise more money when you do Two Dudes, will those very people that donated during the stream be included in the credits, or is it exclusive to Indiegogo only? It's exclusive to Indiegogo only. Right. Because the donations are seen as like donations, right? It would be the same as if you're making a donation on the Indiegogo campaign, which you can do. You can go to the Indiegogo campaign and on the page, like you'll see here, I'll scroll up. If you're on your desktop, right? Let me scroll all the way up to the top here. If you're on your desktop, what you'll see is this. And if you click that comes up. And you can make a donation however you want. You can put, whatever you want there. You make a $1 donate, or I guess you can't make $1. Maybe $2 is the $2. I think is the minimum. But you can make a $2 donation, a $20 donation, a $250 donation, whatever. Now that's what it looks like on your desktop. So that is for desktop only. If you want to access that on your phone, you would scroll to the end of the perks, and then you would see a little icon that says make a donation, and then you would just follow the same the same steps. So we treat the a-thons that we do, whether it's the It's Me Billy-a-thon or the thing that, or the double feature that Tony and I are doing at the end of the month, we treat that as just donations like this. So they're not associated with any perks. Intel Wild sends in a super chat and says, in this remake of Jaws, Chris Pratt is indeed Chief Brody. Busta Rhymes plays Quint. Yes. And Rihanna is the third other person and directed by Rob Zombie. Yes. It's a movie I want to see. And just as the shark comes up onto the boat, Busta Rhymes goes, "Trick or treat, motherfucker," and kicks the shark in the face, and the shark flies off, flies into the distance and explodes. Like his kick was so gigantic, it just explodes in thin air. That's what happens. Intel Wild sends another super chat and says, Pratt and Rihanna die, but Busta says, "Trick or treat, motherfucker," into Jaws and kicks him so hard he flips out of the water. I just said that. That's hilarious. You see, Intel, we're thinking alike here. We're thinking alike. I just said that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, for those of you that are just joining us, let me go over that perk one more time. I'll be quick, but it's very important, and it'll help us get to closer to where we need to be. We think it's a really cool perk for you guys. It is the private advanced screening of the movie. It is open to 50 people only. And you get to attend a private screening of It's Me, Billy before anybody else. You'll see the movie before anybody else. It'll be over Zoom. You'll attend it with myself and Bruce and the actors and the crew, and we'll be answering questions. There'll be a Q&A afterwards as well. That's $225 Canadian. That's about 170, 171, I think somebody said, American. You also get a special thanks in the end credits, the digital download package, which is an HD digital copy of the movie, high resolution image of the poster, and a digital copy of the script. You get the Blu-ray, of course. You get the official poster, 24 by 36. That's an official one sheet. And you also get a special thanks credit on IMDb. So if you've always wanted an IMDb page, well, here you go. This will get you your IMDb page. You'll only have one thing up there. It'll just be a special thanks credit, but it's there. And then you can continue to add to it as you see fit if you ever get involved with any other films or projects that have IMDb credits. So, yeah. So folks, again, we're really hoping we can do this. It would just be so cool to see a lot of you in there. And I sincerely mean that. I know you might be thinking, "Oh, but Dave, you just..." Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we're not lying. Of course, we want it because we want to help raise the funds for the project. That's what the Indiegogo campaign is all about. But I sincerely mean it, that part of the idea behind this was, how cool would it be to interact with 50 people that have supported the project in this way, like that's so cool, to be able to see your avatars or see your faces, if you choose. And again, I have to stress that if you're not comfortable with being on camera, you don't have to. You can just have your avatar up there and it could just be your voice. Or you don't have to speak. You can just tune in. You don't have to say a fucking thing. Have to say anything. You just tune in, and there you go. But we hope you engage, of course, because that's always more fun and exciting for everybody involved. But it is certainly up to you. So yeah, just really excited and really hoping that more people buy into this because you got 2 weeks left. And like I said, even if we can get to half, even if we can get to 25 or, let's say 20, 15, let's say 15, right? I think that's achievable. Don't you think 15? I think that's achievable, and we'll see. We'll see. Obviously 50 is our goal and that's what we want. But even if we get to 15 or 20, it does make a dent and it certainly helps. And it certainly, of course, helps to make up the funds that we also lost yesterday too, which is unfortunate. Let me see here. Zach Gaxiola says, Dave, any thoughts on the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy? Never heard of it. Films. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The Wood's End. I haven't seen Hot Fuzz, hasn't seen In the Wood Ends. I saw Shaun of the Dead years ago. I thought it was okay. I haven't seen it since though. So, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't seen that. And then Intel Wild says the shark gets scared, turns around and swims away. Busta survives Michael Myers and Jaws. The end. You're welcome. Hey, you know what? Write it down, pitch it. I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a very, very good idea. Where are we here? And there we go. And I'll post that. And I'll post this as well. I'm just posting that on my many things page as well. I want people to look at that. Now that I've made the announcement, I want people to do that. And I will post it on the It's Me Billy page. There we go. It's being posted. Okay, I'll do YouTube shortly. See how you guys are doing. Yeah, let me see here. Let me scroll back. What do we have? Let's see. Questions, folks. Questions. Josh John says, Dave, does the money raised go to the actors as well? Yep. Oh, yeah. It goes to cast and crew. It goes to locations. It goes to production insurance, lighting and grip. It goes to the rental of the vans. It goes to, everything that it costs to make it goes to the perks as well. There's a percentage that we take from the campaign that goes towards fulfilling all the perks. So that's the t-shirts, the hats, the posters, the shipping, of course, because you pay into that. You paid your shipping, right? So that's taken from that. That goes into that as well. So it depends on the budget, of course, but it's anywhere between could be 7 or 8%. It depends. It depends on how much you're shipping, how much is digital, right? Because obviously physical stuff needs to be actually shipped. We have a lot of digital things too, so that doesn't require shipping, of course, and you weren't charged for it if it's just that. But yes, it goes to everything that it costs to make a movie. It goes towards. But the end result is what is going to make you go, I see. Okay, because like I've said before, and we're making a movie, and we're going through the same process that you go through to make a real movie. Now it's a short film, but the reason why we need to raise the budget we do is because we want to shoot on the cinematic cameras. We want to shoot on the Red Epic or the Alexa or the Alexa Mini or, whatever. We have drone shots and, we want to get that. And we get like all this stuff that we think about that we're compiling, it costs money, and we want to make it, we're making a real movie, again, short film, but it's a real movie. So, so just want to make sure that people understand that it's not a, and again, when you want to shoot on location, that costs a lot of money too. Sometimes depending on where you want to shoot can cost you thousands of dollars a day just to shoot. You know what I mean? So it's, that's the tier that we're going here for. And it will look, the product will speak for itself, obviously, if we get a chance to do it. So. Let me see here. Frank Riker says, 1 sold already, Dave. 1 sold already. That's great. That's amazing. 1 has sold already. Folks, by the end of the stream, let's see if we can get to 5. So 4 more. By the end of the stream, that would be awesome. If we could get to 4 more. If you want to watch the movie before anybody else, seriously, before anybody else, if you want to watch the movie before anybody else, you may want to get in on this because this is some fun shit. This is going to be some fun shit. And you know me. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. So you might want to think about it. If we can get 4 more before the end of the stream. I don't know when I'm going to end here. I'll end soon. But before the end, if we can get to 4 more, make it 5, that's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. And then, of course, tomorrow on McRae Live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you tune in. I have Lynn Griffin, Claire, the original Black Christmas, the one with the bag over the head and the whole, she's going to be on my show tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So make sure you tune in for that. That'll be cool too. Todd Fayers sends in a super chat. Thank you, Todd. Says, hey, Dave, who are the 2 worst characters in the Halloween franchise? Ooh, that's a good question, Todd. I would say Busta Rhymes. And I would say 2 worst characters in the Halloween franchise, Busta Rhymes. And I know some people might say Dr. Sartain. No, I think Dr. Sartain was a good character. I just didn't like what they did with his character. was good. A lot of potential, you know, but Busta Rhymes overall as a character was just nonsense. I would say Busta Rhymes and the Man in Black, because the Man in Black was nothing. They didn't even know who or what he was when they were making Halloween 5. They had to back engineer that shit in 6 and make up shit, and like it was dumb. It was dumb. So I would say off the top of my head, I would say, yeah, Busta Rhymes and Man in Black. Busta Rhymes, the two stupid cops in Halloween 5, you know, something like that probably. It's probably what I would say. I know somebody might say Tina, but I mean, Tina is Tina's not a bad character. She just wasn't, it felt weird to kill off the character that we are emotionally attached to so early and replace her with a character we don't care about. So it's not that, yes, she's annoying, but she's no more annoying than any other ditzy type of character that you see in horror films. But it's elevated to the 10th degree because the movie is asking its audience to care about her like we cared about Rachel. That's the problem. It's not that Tina in and of herself is just a wretched, horrible. No, if Rachel had lasted the rest of the movie, we'd just be like, well, she's just that dit's friend. You know what I mean? But when you remove Rachel and then plop Tina in and go, here, now you got to love her. It's like, what? Like, it's like, no, and then it becomes like, ugh, you know, kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It was all because they just killed off fucking Rachel at the end of the day. Jerp Peen sends in a super chat. Thank you, Jerp. Says, Dave, you should collab on a stream with a YouTuber named Pizzal to talk about your movie. He's a cool dude. I've never heard of him. I think somebody else mentioned him one time. I've never heard of him. I'd have to check it out. I don't do collabs often because I'm picky. You know, I only do collabs if I feel that it's, you know, if it's not personal. Well, I guess it could be, I guess, you know, from a certain point of view, but I don't, you know, I gotta feel it. You know, I gotta feel a connection, a chemistry. You know, it's gotta be worth my while. It's gotta be worth their while, you know, and so I can't promise anything, and I've never heard of him, although I think somebody else has mentioned it. So I'll look into it, but I can't promise anything. Chris Baber to the channel. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that, man. Really, really appreciate that. Private advanced screening, folks. You want to see It's Me, Billy first? It's a pretty good ticket. It's a pretty good ticket as far as I'm concerned. Of course, I am a little biased, I guess. David Lee Barron sends in a super chat. Dear Your Majesty, do you believe in telekinesis? I don't know. I think it could be possible. It could be possible. Not in the ways that Hollywood tells us. Like, you know, like The Force, you know, where you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, it is still a mystery how the pyramids were made. I'm just saying. I don't know. I think it's a fascinating topic. And I think I'm very open-minded. Let's just put it that way. I'm very open-minded. Let me see here. Zach Axiola says, Dave, if things with the virus aren't any better next year, then what do you think is more likely? Halloween Kills being delayed again or them doing a VOD option? Well, I think at that point, I don't know. It would depend how bad it really is. It would depend how bad it really is. I'm not entirely sure, but certainly VOD is the last thing they want to do with it. It's the last thing that they want to do. It also depends on what how other movies released on VOD in between now and then do as well. I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not sure. Billy Dogman says, in Season's Grievings copy of BC, there's a booklet talking about Billy and how the healthcare system failed him and how he's actually fearful. I'm so excited to see you deliver the depth he deserves. Well, yeah, I mean, the stuff that's written after the fact, I mean, when Black Christmas was made in 1974, none of that was canon. You know what I mean? It's stuff that people it's stuff that people have taken bits and pieces of and forged their own sort of backstory and mythology for Billy. Our sequel idea isn't diving into that. So our sequel idea, It's Me, Billy, is continuing what Black Christmas has set. So again, you know, and I've said this before, I want people to understand that this isn't like, it's not like you're going to see blood, guts, and gore all over the place, and this is like Terrifier. I mean, Black Christmas is a different kind of movie, right? It's a theater of the mind, Hitchcockian kind of movie, right? I mean, that's what it is. We are honoring that. We're playing more into that type of horror. And again, it's a short film too, don't forget. But we're playing more, and not that people don't get killed and there isn't blood, but I'm just saying that it's not like, you know, don't expect Friday the 13th. Don't expect A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not that kind of movie. When you watch the original Black Christmas, it's not that kind of movie. But for all the reasons people love Black Christmas, if you love it for all those reasons, then you'll probably like It's Me, Billy as well, because we're continuing it and it is pushing the narrative forward, but we want to keep, you know, the integrity of what the original film set as best we can, as well as pushing it forward. You know what I mean? So, but we don't dive into any mythology like that. I can say that. And that's not a spoiler. That's just because I mean, I understand what they say. And I know Bob Clark had, you know, he had his own ideas of what Billy is or where he comes from. But everything you need to know about Billy is in the phone calls. When you listen to the phone calls in Black Christmas, it's linear. Like it makes sense. It's incoherent at times and it appears random and without purpose. And that's the idea. But if you listen carefully and you start to piece things together, you can get a sense or an idea of what maybe is going on. But like Halloween, Bob Clark's intention was you're not ever really supposed to know for sure. That's the whole point of the movie. That's the whole point, right? So any sort of mythology and backstory he had in his mind, which a lot of filmmakers and writers do conjure up to help them when they're creating a character, but they don't necessarily reveal that mythology or reveal that backstory to the audience because it's unnecessary for them. They don't need that, and it destroys any sort of mystique or ambiguity that they're trying to create. But for the writer, for the creator, it's very important that they have some sort of sense of maybe what's going on, and they can pepper little bits of that in there. And this stuff, but we play it very much like the original film, because that's what we're honoring, right? You know, we're going back to those roots, you know. So it's not Black Christmas 2006. It certainly isn't Black Christmas 2019. I'll just say that. Let me see. Howard D. Thank you, Howard says, do you think the idea of, you mean Sartain. Okay, you said Zartain. Of Sartain, an anti-Loomis-like enabler, could have ever worked effectively? Yes, I do. I do. I think because it's all like, I like the fact that there is this other character. I mean, he worked under Dr. Loomis, right? Think of the rich backstory that you could have with him. Now he feels a bit differently than Dr. Loomis. He sees things a little differently, but that's a nice dichotomy there. That's a nice contrast. I like that. And it helps to perpetuate that idea that it keeps that mystery going, right? I like that. And I think he could have been a nice complementary piece to Loomis, and even maybe have an arc with him where he actually realizes that a lot of the things that Loomis was talking about, he was right. You know, like that would have been cool too. And we never got to see that. It didn't go that way. And he worked with Loomis. He knew Loomis. He knew him. You know, so I think it's just what they did with him. He just was useless at the end of the day. Started out cool and then just was useless. I mean, they have a deleted scene. I don't know if you guys know this. You probably do. They have a deleted scene with Dr. Sartain picking his nose. Seriously. Now, I don't know if that was shot just for shits and giggles and they never had any intention of ever putting it in the movie. But like, this is what I'm like, you're making a mockery of what could be a really cool complementary piece to Loomis. Not replacing Loomis, but just a nice complementary piece. It's crazy. It's crazy. Robert Thidoff says, Dave, how many days do you expect to shoot for It's Me, Billy? Probably about six, maybe 6 day shoot. 6 or 7, something like that is probably what we're targeting for at the moment. David Lee Barron says, did you know there were 2 other Myers masks in the original Halloween? They were used as stunt masks. Where are the other 2? Yes, that's correct. There were 3 masks. Well, I think they're probably all gone, I would imagine. Well, one, of course, we know is that guy has. It's airtight sealed in some vault. And then the other 2, I'm not entirely sure. But I imagine if they were still around, we would know by now, I would think anyway. I would think so, but I'm not entirely sure. But I think. Yeah, so again, folks, private screening, advanced screening is the new perk for It's Me, Billy. It's only $225 Canadian, $171 US. And this is your chance. There's only 50 spots available. This is a private advanced screening with me and Bruce and the actors and, the crew. And it's over Zoom. And again, if you are camera shy, you don't have to come on camera. You can just have your little avatar, or something like that. That's cool too. That's absolutely cool. But it would be awesome to see everybody's faces. I think that would be neat. There's only 2 weeks left in the campaign. We really want to get to as close to 50 as we possibly can here. We think it would be awesome. You also get a special thanks in the end credits of the film, the digital download package, the Blu-ray official poster 24 by 36. That's an official one sheet of the official poster you will get. And you also get your name on IMDb. So if you do not have your name on IMDb and you always thought it would be cool to do so, here's your opportunity. You will get an IMDb special thanks credit, which is pretty darn cool. And yes, there's only 50 spots available, and we would like to get as close to 50 as we possibly can. And this is going to be fun. Again, this will probably happen next spring. Obviously, the movie has to be done and ready for release. That takes a lot of time. But once it is, we will inform everybody who picks the perk, and we will let you know what day it will be. It will probably be on a weekend, probably in the evening at some time, but that's sort of what I'm thinking now. Who knows? That might change between now and next year. If we get to shoot the movie at the end of November this year as well, because that's our plan. Our plan is to go to camera at the end of November, but if a second wave hits and they shut everything down, then obviously that's not going to happen. And we'll have to push the production into early next year. So our fingers crossed that we'll be able to do that, but time will tell. But Bruce and I, the finish line is in sight, folks. It's hard to believe that we're only 2 weeks away from the end of this campaign, and we have done, despite the fact of the refund yesterday, we have done exceptionally well. I mean, I didn't really know how much we were going to raise, but, again, you guys are amazing. And we're able... The fact that we've been able to raise as much as we have shows not only your belief... Not only your generosity, your extreme generosity, and I don't care if you've donated $1,000 or, like I said, $2. I don't care. The fact that you've opened your wallets and have done that virtually is amazing. But you're doing it because you believe in the project. You believe in me and in Bruce and in these actors and what we're doing. And the teaser trailer, the Indiegogo teaser, that is, just helped to sort of, perpetuate that belief, I guess, if I could say, or to just solidify the belief, I think is a better way of saying it. And it's really humbling. Like, there's many nights where I've talked with Bruce and I'm like, this is so wild. It's so cool. Like, I'm sure, if you do a bunch of these things, I'm sure if, somebody's in their into their 10th Indiegogo campaign, the novelty sort of wears off. But the fact that you guys are doing this is truly amazing because you're all strangers. I don't know any of you personally. I mean, we know each other a little bit and you know a little bit of me, but we don't know each other personally, right? We don't. You know what I mean? You just only, Jesus, you haven't even seen my legs. Well, no, you probably have in some photos, but, it's just it's very humbling. It's very humbling that this many people believe in our project, because when we were writing it, we're getting excited and we're exchanging ideas, and things are just flowing and they're just coming off the page. But of course we know we can't make it without the budget, right? Nobody can make a movie without, you can, but when you want to make a real movie, obviously you can't make one without a budget. And there were many nights where we were like, okay, but we got to temper our, excitement, because, who knows if anybody's going to want to help with this. Like, we knew we'd raise something, but we didn't know we'd raise as much as we have already. So truly, again, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And with 2 weeks left to go, this campaign here, if we can sell this out, the private screening, we'll be in a very good spot. Very good spot, despite the fact of the unfortunate circumstance of yesterday. We'll be in a very good spot for us. And I don't know if we'll sell all 50, but we think it's possible because of the price point. And we think it's reasonable, and it's reasonable for what you get. And like I said, we were like, well, it's like buying tickets to a concert, or spending this kind of money on taking your family to the movies. You know what I mean? It's in that price point range at the end of the day. And we think that's fair. So again, that's $225 Canadian, but that's about $170, $171 American. And of course you get the special thanks in the end credits, the digital download package, which is a full HD resolution copy of the movie digitally. You also get a high resolution image of the poster, and you get the script as well, and the Blu-ray, and the official one-sheet poster, and an IMDb special thanks credit. So it'd be awesome if by the end of the stream we could get up to 5. That would be cool. That'd be cool. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Southpaw82 says, I love seeing Michael in big action sequences. I guess that's why H4 is my fave. H4 was filled with big stunts and action involving Michael. Thoughts? Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely cool for sure. Definitely cool indeed. And I think outside of Halloween 2, Halloween 4, in the original run, and I include H2O and Resurrection in that, even though they're not part of the same timeline, I consider it part of the original run. Halloween 4 is the best sequel. It's better than 5. It's better than 6. It's better than H2O. It's better than Resurrection. I think 6 is better than 5, but that largely has to do with the atmosphere and the cinematography and the lighting. Story's garbage. The story in 5's garbage too. but yeah, for sure. Tony Michael. Hey, Tony Michael is here. Great to see my other dude in the chat room. Wonderful that you are here. Gary Rangel says, Dave, do you think the deleted scene where Cameron gets arrested also explained the origins of his family being total douchebags, as the cop said he lambs always run their mouths? Yeah. It would have given Cameron a little more, something to do, maybe to care about him, not care about him, but care about the character a bit more, I guess. Because I don't care about his character at all. And I really don't even care about Allison's character. This movie has to do a good job of pushing it forward now and allowing me to really get emotionally attached to those characters. Blue Raven Film says, Dave, what are your thoughts on You're Next? Never seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I've never seen it. Oliver Mercer says, "Hey Dave, what would be included regarding the extras in the DVD? I'll be getting a few more DVDs soon." Well, it's the Blu-ray. To be clear, we're not releasing the film on DVD. Well, you'll get a behind-the-scenes featurette on the making of It's Me, Billy. You'll get probably deleted scenes, because there's no doubt that not everything is going to make it into the movie. You'll get trailers and teasers, and of course the movie. You'll probably also get, of course, we're not quite sure what'll all be encompassed into the featurette, but you'll get to see the actors' auditions, things like that. Nathan, Dave, do you consider Terminator 1 a horror? No, it's got horror elements, but it's sci-fi. It's science fiction. It's not quite alien horror. I think Alien is more horror than Terminator. I think the themes of Terminator, the idea of Terminator can be horrific. I don't know about the movie though. Dia Maria sends in a super chat, but retracted the message, but says $3.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Dia. Appreciate that. David Lee Barron says, favorite director of all time for me, it's Steven Spielberg, followed by Kubrick. That would be for me. Tony says you should do VHS. I know a company that still makes them. Yeah, we were going to do that, but the demand for them is not very high. When you look at other campaigns, the demand isn't there. I think it's cool, but the demand's not there. So we wanted to sort of really target what people really feel passionate about. But it's not a bad idea, though. It's not a bad idea. Maybe in a future campaign. Die Hard Drummer 84 says, Dave, thoughts on Hatchet series? Only saw the first one, and it was like years ago when it came out, so I haven't seen any of the others. Thought the first one was okay, but hated some of the music choices in the beginning. Felt like I was in a comedy more than a horror film. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the others. And Zach Gaxiola says, despite your issues with the film, do you give credit to Halloween 18 for redeeming the franchise? Do I give credit for redeeming the franchise? Do I give credit for well, no, because I think that's redeeming how? Like redeeming in the sense that I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to say. And it feels like you're kind of like, well, okay, Dave, no, listen, I know you don't like the movie, but come on, you got to give credit. I want to hear you give credit now. Come on. And it's like, well, I mean, yes, did it do very well at the box office? Yeah. But that wasn't because it was a great movie. It was because it was highly anticipated. You know what I mean? And it was the first Halloween movie in 29 years to be released in the month of October. And you had Nick Castle coming back, you had Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, you had John Carp. It was going to do well whether it was garbage or not. So, I mean, the idea maybe was a brilliant idea. The idea of 2018, I think, well, that's a good idea because we're in the era of nostalgia now, right? And we've been that way for probably about 7 or 8 years. So nostalgia is cool again. It's a business now. I mean, look at pop culture conventions and pop culture stores, but we love nostalgia. It's big business. So the idea of Halloween 18 was good for business and maybe good for the franchise. The movie, I have always said that I think it's a very good modern slasher, but I don't necessarily think it's a particularly great Halloween movie. I think it could have been better in that regard. It's not an awful movie by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it's not 5, it's not 6, it's not, I like it better than H2O. Certainly better than Resurrection. I like it better than both Rob Zombie films. It's my opinion. But it's not, but certainly it does, for me, it's mostly a film of missed opportunity. So do I give the film credit for making Halloween relevant again? Well, I don't know. Is it more relevant than it's ever been? I don't know. Like before the movie came out, people were just as obsessed. I don't know. I think it gives fans things to be excited about. I think so. And to be honest, like fully transparent, that's not me dodging the question. That's me actually looking at your question and really feeling how I feel about it. You know, from a certain point of view, you can say, well, you got to give credit. It made Michael cool again. Yeah, I guess so. It certainly went back to more of what was cool about Michael. So I guess if you want to give it credit for that, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. You know, certainly he's a better Michael than Resurrection, H2O, 6-5, you know, and you know, 4, I guess. Yeah, like I guess, yeah. But the movie overall, I think could have been so much better. It wasn't a bad movie, but I think it could have been a lot better. Southpaw 82 says, how do you feel about It's Me, Gabriel, going to VOD? I can't wait to see it. I absolutely can't wait to see it. All right, I will take this thing another 10 minutes. I'll go to 3:30 here. That'll make the stream 90 minutes, this relatively impromptu stream, but I wanted to make the official announcement. And folks, again, yes, if you can buy that perk, we would really appreciate it so much. But again, only do it if you can, of course, or if you're interested. I mean, maybe you're not interested. I don't fucking care. I don't want to fucking see your movie. Fuck you, McRae. Fuck you, McRae. I don't want to fucking see your shit. I don't want to support your goddamn shit. Hey, I'm sure there are people that are out there that are like that. Okay, well, and don't. I'm not forcing you to do it. But if you believe in the project, and you still maybe haven't picked up a perk, or you want to watch the movie before anybody else, this is your opportunity to do it. And there's 2 weeks left. That's it, 2 weeks left. And like I said, there's 50 spots available here. If we can get to even 20, if we can sell 20 out of the 50, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? But of course, our goal is the full 50. Dia Maria says, can't wait for the hashtag of bring Billy back turns into hashtag Billy's back. Thanks, Dia. Thank you for the super chat as well. I really appreciate that. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. And I'm telling you, if we can rock this perk, you don't even have to worry about any other perks. If we can rock this perk for the next 2 weeks, that hashtag is likely going to be a reality. As a matter of fact, I can almost say it's a foregone conclusion at that point. Evil Alex says, how about you post-production campaign like Cecil will do if the money isn't enough? Well, yes, but first we have to have the money to make the movie as well, right? So, it's if we make the movie and we need more, then we will cross that bridge when it comes. But yes, that is always an option that we may do. We just have to sort of see where we are when this campaign comes to an end and whether or not that's a viable option for us. Or not viable, I mean, of course it would be viable, but whether or not it's a necessary option for us. But yes, a lot of people do that for sure. And it's always a possibility. Super chat comes in from David Lee Barron, says, how do you feel your niche, or excuse me, how do you find your niche when having a tough time doing so? What if you're a guy who enjoys talking about a lot of things? Well, then you just talk about what you know. Like you'll notice that I don't talk about superhero. I mean, yeah, I don't talk about Marvel and DC on this channel. And when I do, it's from a very sort of surface level perspective. I don't dive deep into it because I don't know a lot about it. I'm not qualified to talk about it in depth. Bruce is more qualified than me. But when it comes to horror or filmmaking or Halloween, or that's sort of my niche area. And it's not like I know everything. Of course I don't. But that is where I know the most of my passions, right? That and voiceover. I mean, I don't talk about voiceover on this channel a lot because vast majority of you probably don't care about voiceover, you know what I mean? But certainly that's another area that I could talk, ad nauseum about. But how do you find it? You don't really find it. Your niche finds you. I know that sounds like a really cliche thing to say, but you naturally know what you're passionate about, what you're into, what you're obsessed with, what you love talking about. That's your niche. It's the last thing you think of when you go to bed, the first thing you think of when you get up. It's you can't wait to get back to it. You can't wait to talk about it. You can't wait to make it. Whatever that is, that's your niche, So, yeah, it finds you. Tabitha Short says, cool. Hey, Tabitha, how are you? Good to see you. Says, cool perk. Thank you so much, Tabitha. Appreciate that. We think it is too, and we think it's fair. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be interested. That doesn't mean everybody can, will want to, or have a desire to or care to, obviously. But we think it's a reasonable, good last perk that could generate a lot of interest, that would be a lot of fun, not only for us, but, for the people involved, with 2 weeks left in the campaign. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping we can sell them out, but we'll see. Frank Riker says, for the sexy mask wearing MFers in the chat. Thank you so much, Frank Riker. Really appreciate that. Dia Maria says, definitely y'all about it, Dave. Voiceover work sounds interesting. Yeah, talk. It is. It's, I often say that, well, I probably don't often say this because I don't talk about it a lot, but voiceover in the voiceover industry is one of the most important parts of the entertainment industry. It's one of the most important parts of the entertainment industry. But it's misunderstood. It's more often than not unrecognized and underappreciated. And there's many reasons for that, one of which is you're out of sight, out of mind. I mean, if you're on camera and you're like this all the time, you're in more of the consciousness, right? people don't realize that you hear voice actors every single day. I can guarantee you, most of you, if not all of you, have heard my voice on the TV or the radio or in the movie theater many times. And you wouldn't have known it, of course, but many times. But of course, you don't see me, right? So but it's so important. It's radio and television, and it's not just the entertainment industry. It's corporate presentation and training videos. Prompts. It's English as a second language. It's all sorts of stuff. Training modules and e-learning and it's not just network promos and commercials and narration and animation. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry when you look at the big picture of it all, right? It's crazy, but it certainly is a lot of fun. And also a lot of hard work too, for sure. Let's see here. Okay, couple more minutes to go, folks. And then we will call it a day. And then I'm off to work out. Off to work out. Josh McGrath says, Dave, do you think Freddie and Jason have had their time in the sun? Do you think Michael is here to stay? Well, I think you've got to, yes, to a point. I think even Michael has had his time in the sun. I think what they've done with Michael is interesting. We'll see how Halloween Kills does commercially and critically. I think Freddie and Jason do have one more, kick at the can. But they have to evolve. And because the generation that was obsessed with them is still young enough to tear it up at the box office. But, I don't know. We'll see. It depends how open-minded fans are, but I think their heyday is gone. I don't suspect that a remake of Friday the 13th or a remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street will ever reach the level or do as well as any of its predecessor. I mean, it just won't. It's just we're not in the 80s anymore. Their time has come and gone. They've reached iconic status. You can make a sequel with Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp, to the original Elm Street. Well, that's going to do well. But why is it doing well? Well, it's nostalgia. Nostalgia's big business. It's because Robert's back. It's because Heather's back. It's because it's a sequel to the original film. It's because, whatever, right? Or maybe it's a sequel to Dream Warriors and they pretend that 4, 5, and 6 don't exist, but 1, 2, and 3 do. And then you bring back, Patricia Arquette, and you bring back, there's so many, and you bring back everybody. Of course, rest in peace, John Saxon. But that's what's going to get you going, oh, yeah. I can hear people in the chat room right now going, oh, yeah. And you don't even know what the fucking movie is yet, right? In many cases with these older properties, it's the nostalgia that drives the business. New iterations of the characters, although there's always potential, they're always behind the eight ball. Always behind the eight ball. Far more than what a sequel would be. Like a direct sequel to like the first one or the third one or something. You know what I mean? So I think that, I think their time in the sun from a certain point of view is long gone. But that's okay. Nothing lasts forever. You know what I mean? It's okay. Nothing lasts forever. Chris Baber sends a super chat, says, how about a perk where someone can witness some filming, or a perk where Frank Riker has to appear wearing a thong? Well, yes, that is the executive producer perk, which one person has claimed. That's our highest level perk. That's not cheap, folks. But there is an opportunity in that perk for somebody to be invited to the set of the film. Now, originally, before COVID, it was you were invited to the set of the movie and you could, have a cameo in the film and watch the, all that kind of stuff. Because of COVID-19, It's Me, Billy will be a closed set. So what that simply means is that nobody is allowed on the set except for vetted individuals of the cast and crew. So, if it's an open set, it would be nice to have maybe one of the actors' husbands, to pop down, or one of their boyfriends or something, but unfortunately in this case, we can't do that, because of COVID. So, we can't have somebody flying in from the US, which is where the vast majority of our donors are, because you'd have to quarantine for 14 days prior anyway. So, to replace that, we have a Zoom call. where you get access to behind the scenes while we're on the set. You get access, you get to watch everything going on. It'll be a Zoom call that'll last, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, and you get to watch some shit going on, all that kind of stuff. And it's all there in the executive producer perk. But that's where that is. That's where that is. And Jerp Peen says, have a great workout, Dive. Have a great workout, Dive. Have a great workout, Dive. Have a great workout, Dave. Thank you very much, Jerp Pin. Jerp Pin. What is a Jerp Pin? I don't know. But he's here. Maybe it's a cake. I think that's a birthday cake you got there in your avatar. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again, and David Lee Barron says, Super Chad says, would you want to see technology resurrect John Candy's career? No, nobody at all. I do not want to see the dead come back artificially, but that's just me. So folks, that is going to do it for me here on this special announcement for It's Me, Billy. I really appreciate the super chats today from you guys. It's amazing. I also appreciate, of course, my moderators. Today it was Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Tony Michael, of course, was in there as well, and Jason Nike. You guys are amazing. Thank you for keeping the chat room flowing and doing what you guys do. And again, folks, head over to the It's Me Billy Indiegogo campaign and check out this tier, this private advanced screening of It's Me Billy before anybody else. There's 50 available, only 50. It's $170 about that US. And you get a special thanks in the end credits of the film, the digital download package, the Blu-ray, the official poster, 24 by 36. I'm not talking about like a little poster. I'm talking about a full-on one-sheet poster that you could plaque or frame on your wall. And, of course, an IMDb special thanks credit. So head on over there if it interests you. Let's see if we can get this thing going. And let's see if we can get at least 15. That'd be amazing. I mean, I know 50 is probably out of the question over the next 2 weeks, but it's a great price point, and you're helping to bring Billy back. We really, really appreciate it. So anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. on McRae Live. Make sure you tune in. I am talking to Lynn Griffin, Claire from Black Christmas, the original 1974. That's tomorrow. All right, folks, take care of yourselves, and as Jerry Springer would say, and each other. All right, cheers.